Hello and welcome to Ouya Classics Revamped. In this first installment, I'm taking a look at Clarc, an early title for the Ouya and by far one of the system's greatest games. This game has a free demo, but this game is totally worth buying. It takes place on Mars and has a really unique art style that makes the game just really pop, especially on an HD resolution. So this is a better game than it would be on, say, a tablet or a smartphone. So in Clarc, you play as this little robot that's name is Clarc. You move around with the left stick, or you can use the D-pad, and use the right stick to aim the camera. You can change the camera from 4 different directions. You can pick up blocks and drop them into platforms to allow you to proceed. The game has a 3D look, but the soul of a 2D game. So everything that you see is actually just a great amalgamation of ideas. This is something that, you know, could technically be possible on less powerful hardware, but it doesn't need to be, and it actually uses the 3D capabilities to make the game more dynamic, and the game is so much fun to play this. Clarc was the very first game I bought for the Ouya, and is a game that I would recommend to every single person who is possibly interested in picking up an Ouya. The system, you know, doesn't really get the props it really deserves because there's so many great games for it. So there's the first level, let's proceed on. So here's a death beam, which you gotta be careful of because if you walk into it, you die. Now Clarc doesn't need to be facing the direction that he's moving in. He can move in any 4 directions. So you can move directly to the sides or move backwards, you know, because he's a robot. Like a spider robot or something. The game employs like this shell-shaded look to the game that really works well on the Ouya, and the game has no frame rate issues, you know, no slowdown. The game always runs consistently just perfect. And that's, you know, really saying a lot because a lot of games on the Ouya, or at least some games on the Ouya I should say, don't run perfectly. You know, you'll run into frame rate issues where it's going to be, the games are going to be, you know, designed for like a Tegra 4 or something, and they'll be, you know, taxing the Ouya to its limits and they won't be able to keep up. But this game just works perfect. So here's a block puzzle where you have to maneuver around 3 different switches here. So how am I going to do this, right? Because you can't back up. You got a limited space where you can go. It kind of reminds me of older games. There was a series made by HAL on the NES called The Adventures of Lolo, or Eggerland as it was known in Japan. This is kind of similar to that. It also kind of reminds me of what was it? Solomon's Key, and the sequel Fire and Ice. or the Game Boy Color and Super Famicom game Little Magic. Those were all, you know, strictly 2D games, but Clarc really does have the soul of those games. I'm trying to figure out how I gotta do this. Okay, drop that one there. I gotta turn around, probably. Yep, turn around. Drop that. Pick this one up, and hooray. I'm not sure why, but there was a revision of Clarc here to change the name from the typical spelling of Clarc to just Clarc with a C. There's no K on the end. So it's not like Clark Kent or something, you know. I don't know why this was changed. Maybe it was changed to make the game more stylized, give it a, like, because the name Clarc is such a common name, but the name Clarc with a C is not. I don't know, but anyway, when it was originally launched, it was Clarc with a K. But it doesn't matter because, you know, whatever you call the game is awesome. Some of the lines are great. Best infinite loop ever. Alright, I gotta go look for a drunk robot. Alright, now I gotta take this robot with me and it's gotta go to the repair station. Now, with your robot, you gotta be careful that both you don't get destroyed and your robot doesn't get destroyed, because if either one happens, you gotta restart. Let's pick up the brick. Now here's an interesting puzzle. You gotta be maneuvering your way through this with just the one brick. Figuring out where I gotta put a little drone so I can pick him up again and he's not gonna be in the way. Swing this around. Oh, that's no good. I gotta push him out of the way. There we go. And I finally gotta get this and put it on the block. There we go. Here it's the same thing, except it's a little bit more challenging because there's not even a space between these. Same basic idea though. Pick up this one. Puzzles are also kind of remind me of early Zelda games that have these sort of block puzzles. They can be, you know, a bit challenging to figure out at first, but once you do figure them out, you know, you get a lot of satisfaction of, you know, figuring out these puzzles, and you know, that's the appeal of this. Oh, whoops. Forgot about the drone. Gotta pick up the drone first. Let's throw him way over there again. Now, let's not forget him this time. Actually, could have put him right in front of the door, because that way he's not going to be in the way. Drop that down. And drop that one down. Hooray! Alright, now I gotta proceed, carefully watching the timing. Now note that this block has a pattern to it, so I gotta carefully arrange this to where the beam is going to be deflected into where I need it to be. So if I drop it there, that will create a constant flow. But that's not actually what I need. I needed to go into that shower head looking thing. So how am I gonna get to do that? Oops. Luckily, the game does not count your lives or anything, so you have unlimited chances to figure things out. Yet another mark that this game is absolutely excellent. Oh, I think I figured out what I need to do. Yeah. I gotta redirect it that way. Now just pick it up and drop it in. There we go. I'm probably gonna need this. Yep. There we go. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about Clarc, or the Ouya in general, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. You know, as I've said before, the Ouya is an absolutely fantastic console that has a lot of really great games and is really worth picking up because, especially at the price and the quality of games that are available for it now, you know, totally make it worth checking out. You know, originally the premise of buying the Ouya was that everything was going to be, you know, free to try, free to play, and there would be some sort of demo for everything. That's no longer the case, but still, the majority of software available for the Ouya does have a demo, and the stuff that doesn't initially have a demo, you know, will have a demo within a few weeks of it being released. So it's still, you know, really worth picking up. So I'm going to make Ouya Classics revamped, you know, all in HD now, and this series is going to be talking about, you know, the many great games for the Ouya. So right now I'm kind of confused because I was looking around where that robot went because I couldn't see it for the life of me, and it was right there. I was like, oh, okay, I'll pick it up, and what I got to do is drop it into the repair station. Yay! The little drone will be fixed. Well, alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section down below. You know, please hit the like button because hitting the like button helps support my channel and lets me know that you guys want to see more videos like this. So until next time guys, thanks for watching and take care.